So, hello. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Sunday service. This will be Living with Grief, Part 6. Um, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified when we upload new material. And hit the like button or the unlike button. Thumbs up or thumbs down, either way. It shows us that you are watching this, even if you do give us a thumbs down. So, to dive in, grief, as painful as it can also be a teacher, a guide that helps us find our way back to living, to loving, and to embracing the beauty of life. The question is, how do we learn to live with grief? How do we take this heavy burden and transform it into something that makes us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate? The answer, I believe, lies in acceptance. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, the renowned psychiatrist, once said, "The most beautiful people are those who have known trials, have known struggles, have known loss, and have found a way out of the depth." That way out is acceptance. Acceptance is not about erasing the pain of our loss or pretending it never happened. So it's about acknowledging the reality of our situation and choosing to move forward, not in spite of our grief, but with it. When we lose someone or something precious, our world is turned upside down. Our sense of identity, our routine, and our very purpose are shaken to the core. It's natural to feel angry, question why, and to wish for a different outcome. But as the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, we're faced with a choice. Do we let grief define us, or do we define ourselves in spite of it? The research is clear. Acceptance is a crucial component of healing. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that individuals who practice acceptance were more likely to experience reduced symptoms of depression, anxiety, and improved overall well being. But acceptance is not about reducing pain, it's also about increasing meaning. When we accept our grief, we are able to find ways to honor our loved ones, keep their memory alive, and to create a sense of purpose in our lives. As a poet Rumi said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Acceptance allows us to transform our wounds into sources of light, hope, and inspiration. So, how do we cultivate acceptance in the face of grief? First, we must acknowledge our emotions. We must permit ourselves to feel the pain, the anger, the sadness, and the fear. We must allow ourselves to grieve, to cry, to scream, and mourn. Then we must take small steps towards acceptance. We must start to rebuild our lives, to find new routines, to try new things, and to reconnect with others. The story of, and I'm probably going to butcher this beyond repair, but the story of Malala Yousafzai is a powerful reminder of the transformative power of acceptance. After su after surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, Malala could have chosen to let her grief define her. Instead, she chose to accept her reality, forgive her attackers, and continue fighting for girls' education. Today, Malala is a beacon of hope, inspiring millions around the world to stand up for their rights. As we journey through grief, we're not alone. Remember, we are not alone. We're surrounded by a community of fellow travelers who have experienced similar pain and loss. We're connected by our shared experiences of being alive, and we are strengthened by our collective resilience. In conclusion, living with grief is one of the greatest challenges we'll ever face, but it's also an opportunity to discover our inner strength, our capacity for love, and our ability to transform pain into purpose. Acceptance is not the absence of pain, it's the presence of peace. It's the recognition that our grief is part of us, but it does not define us. We are more than grief. We are strong, we are brave, and we are worthy of living a life that's filled with meaning, hope, and joy. So let us choose to accept our grief, learn from it, and to grow from it because of it. Um, hmm, messed that line up really well. So let us choose to accept grief, to learn from it, and to grow because of it. Let us find ways to honor our loved ones, keep their memory alive, and to create a sense of purpose in our lives. And let us remember that we're not alone, that we're part of a larger community that's connected by our shared compassion. May we find the courage to face our grief, to accept it, and to transform it into something beautiful. May we find the strength to keep moving forward, keep loving, and to keep living. May we always remember that no matter what we've lost, we are still here. We are still strong, and we are still worthy of a life that's full of purpose, hope, and joy. That has been today's sermon, Sunday sermon, and I will be moving forward with other subject matter that will be under the title of Living With. And as I progress and I develop what I am developing outside of these sermons, I will go into more depth and detail about the Living With series. And although I am bringing this particular mini series on living with grief to an end, I will be coming back to add to this mini series periodically because there is so much more content pertaining to living with grief. Um, I there is enough content that I could probably do a miniseries episode until I pass from this earth. So we're moving on, bringing forth different subject matter, but we're not bringing the miniseries Living with Grief to an end. As I said, I will be periodically coming back to this miniseries to add to it. And there will be many miniseries under the broader title Living With. And as I said, as I finish what I am working on, I will give a better explanation of the Living With series. If you want to support us at Wicced Church, we have avenues that you can do that. You can support us by subscribing to our channel, hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when we upload new content. There are links below in the description box leading to where you can buy merchandise, t-shirts, and other products. Uh, there's a link to the Wicced Church home website. There are, if you decide you don't want to buy merchandise, but you want to provide monetary support, there's a link in the description box that will take you to a donation page where you can make a monetary donation. I do have to let you know that if you make donations, you are making donations to a for-profit business, which means there is no tax write-off for it because Wicced Church is a for-profit business. And I'll later on down the road, somewhere in between here and now and A through Z, I will explain why Wicced Church is a for-profit business and not a non-profit business. It has to do with the way we believe, and it is in our doctrine. We do address why we are not a non-profit business in our doctrine. And I will explain that further down the road between A and Z and now and then. So, until next time, peace, love, and rock and roll, y'all.